Well, good morning and welcome to the September the 3rd, the 2019 Board of Commissioner meeting. Is my, it's not on? Okay, there we go. I'll start over again. Good morning and welcome to the September 3rd, 2019 meeting of the Board of Commissioners. On my left is Commissioner Deb Shore, and Commissioner Sean Flowerday and Vice Chair also will be arriving shortly. On my right, we have Commissioner Krista Yoakum and Commissioner Rick Vest. I am Commissioner Roma Amundsen, Chair of the Board. Will you please say the Pledge of Allegiance? I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, and thank you so much. And Mr. Clerk, will you begin the agenda?
A copy of the Nebraska Open Meetings Act is located on the wall at the rear of the hearing room. Additionally, a copy of all written material to be discussed at today's open meeting is available from the county clerk staff at the front of the hearing room. The material can also be viewed on the county's website at lancaster.ne.gov. Agenda item 1 are minutes. Approve of the minutes of the Board of Commissioners meeting held on Tuesday, August 27th, 2019.
Move approval.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any corrections? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Yoakum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundsen.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. Number 2 are claims. Approval of all claims processed through September 3rd, 2019.
I move approval.
I'll second that.
Have a motion and a second to approve the claims. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Yoakum,
Yes.
Amundsen.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. Next is number 3, consent items. These are routine business items that are expected to be adopted without dissent. Any individual item may be removed for special discussion and consideration by a commissioner or by any member of the public without prior notice. Unless there's an exception, these items will be approved as one with a single vote of the Board of Commissioners. These items are approval of utility permit number 1582, allowing Spectrum Communications to install new underground fiber optic cable under Yankee Hill Road from South 98th Street to South 134th Street and extending southerly to Highway 2. There is no cost to the county. Grant contracts with the Lincoln Police Department for the following projects: Operation Tipping Point Program and Coordinated Response to Reducing Violence Program. Amendment to County Contract C-19-387 with Genuine Parts, doing business as Napa Auto Parts, for automotive and truck replacement parts and tires with related equipment, accessories, and services. Change order number 1 to County Contract C-19-618 with Van Kirk Brothers Contracting to extend the contract completion date to October 3rd, 2019, due to circumstances beyond the control of the contractor. Change order number 2 to County Contract C-19-201 with Yost Excavating, Inc., to exchange line item clearing and grubbing for an hourly rate due to an increased area for a net increase of $10,025.25.
Move approval of the consent items.
I second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Yoakum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Amundsen.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Number 4 is new business. 4A is a resolution in a matter of county maintenance of roads in Pleasant Hill Acres First Edition.
Morning, Controller County Engineering. We received a request from the developer to take over maintenance of this subdivision, and we find that it meets the requirements of the recently revised maintenance criteria for conditions to maintain the subdivisions. So I would request that the board accept this for maintenance.
I move approval.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Yoakum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundsen.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. B is a special designated license application from Myers Wine, Inc., doing business as Myers Cork and Bottle for an event at Prairie Creek Inn, 2400 South 148th Street, Walton, Nebraska, on September 21st, 2019.
Move approval?
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second for approval. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. 4C is a deed restriction agreement with Stephen Walling for property located at 14,000 Northwest 27th Street, Lancaster County, Nebraska.
Is there anyone to speak to that? Is this one that we should delay until next? Okay.
This is, so you guys have seen these before. This is a special permit, I believe, that was approved for planning commission. Didn't get appealed, so it didn't come before you guys. But it was approved for an accessory dwelling unit.
Okay.
And so this is one of those agreements where they put restrictions that will run with the land and the owner. That way they can't sell it off and essentially, go against
Okay.
the planning commission.
Thank you, that explains it.
Do you know what the planning commission vote was?
We don't have that information.
I don't know the exact vote, but it would have been approved, and then that's why this requirement has come through. That's one of the conditions, is that they get this agreement approved through you guys.
Move approval?
Second.
Have a motion and a second of approval. Any discussion? Oh,
Ends here.
This is just a location of where it's at, and it's just, it's at Northwest 27th Street and West Mill Road. I just brought along just in
yeah,
case.
and it meets all the requirements of the recently passed ADU covenant, whatever. Okay. Okay, great. All right, we have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. D is an agreement with the City of Lincoln on behalf of the Lincoln-Lancaster County Health Department for the Mental Health Crisis Center to dispense medications in the event of a catastrophic biological incident.
Good morning, Scott Etherton with the Crisis Center. This is a agreement for appointed dispensing, for point of dispensing. We've been partnering with, or we've been attending and partnering with the health department through their emergency management stuff on an ongoing basis, and in the event of a pandemic, this would allow us to dispense medications from through the health department to all of the employees and family of the employees first, and then to whoever else wanted to do that.
Any questions?
I move approval.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. E are contracts to provide psychiatric services at the Mental Health Crisis Center for the period of September 1st, 2019 through August 31st, 2020. The cost of county is $770 per 24-hour coverage period with the following: Dr. Jose Gary B. Nadala and Dr. Zakara Sadakwa.
These are two contracts for physicians who've been under us for at least the last, I think Siddiqui had a contract prior to this, but Nadala and Siddiqui have been covering for us for at least the last year.
So it's a renewal, basically?
Yeah, just a renewal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Move approval?
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second for approval. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. 4F is an agreement with the Child Advocacy Center to conduct interviews and medical examinations of child abuse victims to aid law enforcement and prosecutors in their investigations of child abuse. The term of the agreement is October 1st, 2019 Through September 30th, 2020, the county will pay $20,000 for the services.
Good morning. This is a contract that we've had for several years. Again, I want to thank the county board for the support of this facility. If you haven't had a chance to get out to see CAC, I would suggest doing it. It's a great facility. They're having their Harvest of Hope this weekend, so on Friday night, so something to consider. And the other thing is this contract's been for several years at this amount. I think probably next year, the sheriff and I may be coming in asking the board to maybe look to support this a little more with a increase of $2,500 to $5,000 on each contract. So just a small increase, but I thought I'd let the board know that may be something coming up. I think these amounts have been over 10 years that we've had this set at this amount. So just maybe look at it increasing that a bit. So with that, I don't have any other comments.
Any questions?
No questions, just knowing the community could do as good a job as the CAC here on this. I mean, we're just not, it's just slam dunk for us.
Move approval. Go
I
ahead.
move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve this agreement. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. 4G, or state grant award contracts with the Nebraska Crime Commission for the period of July 1st, 2019 through June 30th, 2020 with the following. ACC Immigrant and Refugee Youth Program, the commission will provide $50,000, and the Asian Community and Cultural Center will provide a match share of $15,000 for a total project cost of $65,000. Men with Dreams Brick by Brick Mentoring Program, the commission will provide $21,953, and Men with Dreams will provide a match share of $7,000 for a total project cost of $28,953. The Bay All Access Pass Program, the commission will provide $50,000, and the Bay will provide a match share of $15,000 for a total project cost of $65,000. Boys and Girls Club Keystone Leadership Program, the commission will provide $8,000, and the Boys and Girls Club will provide a match share of $2,000 for a total project cost of $10,000.
Is anyone familiar with these programs that are before? Have you had any experience?
Well, the Asian Community and Cultural Center programs, certainly, and I have a lot of respect for them and see that there's a lot of good in the community that comes from their programming, absolutely. But the others I'm not as familiar with.
We do have the juvenile justice money going to that and also the joint budget.
Yeah.
So there are plenty
Yeah.
of funding going on for that. So I would ask for a motion to approve.
I would move to approve these items.
I would second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve these. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. H is a grant contract with Susan Broderick to provide a juvenile justice seminar at the Nebraska County Attorneys Association Fall Conference for an amount not to exceed $2,000. The seminar will be on October 10th, 2019 in La Vista, Nebraska.
I move approval.
I'll
Second.
second.
We have a motion and a second to approve this grant contract. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. I is an authorization of the county engineer to sign the annual certification form for the period of July 1st, 2018 through June 30th, 2019, in accordance with Section 5 and 6 of the Federal Aid Transportation Fund Purchases Sale Agreement between the state of Nebraska and Lancaster County.
Pam Damon, Lancaster County Engineer. These are for the buyback funds that we receive from NDOT. They're flow-through dollars from the Federal Highway Administration. We get them in two pieces. One piece is the bridge buyback dollars, and the other piece are the highway buyback dollars. Interestingly enough, highway buyback dollars can be used for bridges, but bridge buyback dollars cannot be used for highways. And so what we do is These funds, it's generally somewhere around $100,000 for bridges and about $290,000 to $300,000 for highways. Of course, this isn't enough in any one year to build a project for us, so we do keep this money in sinking funds until we have enough money in a sinking fund to build a project.
I move approval.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve this authorization. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Best,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. 4J is a recommendation from the purchasing agent and the county engineer to award and execute purchase orders for the following. Monroe Truck Equipment, Inc. for 4 V-Box spreaders. The total amount is $23,976. Monroe Truck Equipment, Inc. for 2 anti-ice tanks. The total amount is $42,320. Trail King Industries for a 55-ton detachable trailer. The total amount is $80,640. MHC Kenworth Lincoln for a Kenworth tractor. The total amount is $158,055.
Pam Dingman, Lancaster County Engineer, and
Bud Geistlinger, Assistant Highway Superintendent. Just want to talk to you a little bit about what they are. So the number one, that is for, those are sanders that are going to go on our one-ton trucks that we purchased. One of the main purposes of those is going to be for the subdivision maintenance, so we can keep our other trucks on the main highways.
so just as
Go
you
ahead.
may or may not be aware, our standard pickup trucks, we use those to push the subdivisions in snow events, not necessarily our larger trucks. The roads aren't necessarily made for our bigger snow plows. So we actually don't have ability with those pickup trucks to spread sand or any materials. So this will add to efficiency as we have, as we continue to add subdivisions to our maintenance. It continues to be a challenge to us. Adding these spreader boxes and also the liquid anti-ice tanks is going to make our whole operation a lot more efficient should we have another record-breaking snow winter.
Yes. 3, with the trailer, that's a 55-ton detachable trailer that is for hauling any of our equipment. It's got a much lower deck height and a higher tonnage rating, which will also carry our excavator. The number 4, the truck, that is a new truck to replace a 95 model that has no air conditioning, which is one of the DOT compliances that you have to have AC and power mirrors. So this is an upgrade to that truck.
So our semi, as Bud has just referenced, is well over 20 years old. The trailer is more commonly referred to as a lowboy. And so what happens when we put a motor grader, an excavator, or God forbid, a broken down snowplow on the back of one of these trailers, we want it to ride as low to the surface as possible to keep the center of gravity down. This is a much safer way to transport vehicles. It's a much safer way to load vehicles. And this not only does it improve our resiliency, but it also dramatically improves our safety and the quality of life for our workers. And so it's a really important purchase for us, and that's why Bud and I came to you this morning to talk about it.
Okay, well, thank you for that explanation.
But no pictures.
Sorry.
Next time, we'll email
A
them.
picture is worth 1,000 words.
I will email you the
How's
picture.
this? It's a big truck.
It's a big truck.
I move approval.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve this recommendation. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Best,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. 4K are recommendations from the purchasing agent and the county engineer to award contracts to the following. Gannett Trucking and Excavating and K2 Construction for motor grader snow removal services. The total combined amount is $45,000. Pavers Inc. for annual supply of cold mix asphalt. The estimated amount is $6,350.
Pam Dingman, Lancaster County Engineer. So every year we do, about this time, put out bids to augment our system should we need help with snow removal. Last March, we did get in the situation where we did need some help with snow removal due to about 75% of our fleet being broken down during the bomb cyclone event. So this will just help us. Should we get into that scenario again, it's always good to plan for resiliency in the event of an emergency. And then lastly is cold patch, which we use to patch our potholes, and hopefully $6,300 will be enough,
Let us hope that.
right?
I will move approval.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve these recommendations. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. L are recommendations from the Lancaster County Pension Review Committee to reduce the amount of revenue collected by Lancaster County's administrative expense related to the 401A Lancaster Employee Retirement Plan and 457B Deferred Compensation Program by making the following changes to existing funds within the county's investment lineup. American Funds Fundamental Investors Class R4 moved to R5E Share Class. American Funds Capital World Growth and Income Fund Class R4 moved to R5E Share Class. American Funds Euro-Pacific Growth Fund Class R4 moved to R5E Share Class. Oakmark Equity and Income Fund Investor Class moved to Advisor Share Class. Eaton Vance Atlanta Capital SMID Fund Class 1 moved to R6 Share Class. Mid-Growth Westfield Capital moved from an expense ratio of 85 basis points with 10 basis points of revenue sharing to an expense ratio of 75 basis points and 0 basis points for revenue sharing.
Kerry Egan, Chief Administrator for the board. We had an extended conversation about these changes on Thursday, so I'll spare the board those boring details again. The idea here is to get our pension fees as low as possible. We've identified these 6 funds where we could make share class changes because as our plan gets bigger, we have more clout with the provider, and we're generating more income that we don't need. We can reduce the fees that the participants are paying. These are 6 funds that will benefit from that. This will get our average cost down to about 50 basis points per fund, which is a very good rate. The Pension Review Committee will continue to meet to hopefully get all the revenue sharing down to 0 and then look at another way to do the administrative fee. But be happy to answer any questions. But in the meantime, we wanted to do these because we could do them immediately, get them out there for the benefit of these employees who are really paying the lion's share of the administrative costs. So that's why we wanted to move on it so quickly.
I will move approval.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve these recommendations. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Number 5 is public comment. Those wishing to speak on items relating to county business not on agenda may do so at this time.
Okay, and seeing no one come forward, please move to the announcements.
Number 6 is announcements. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will hold the annual legislative retreat on Thursday, September 5th, 2019 at 8:30 a.m. in the Bill Luxford Studio of the County City Building. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will hold its next regular meeting on Tuesday, September 10th, 2019 at 9 a.m. in Room 112 of the County City Building. County Commissioners can be reached at 402-441-7447 or commish@lancaster.ne.gov. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners meeting is broadcast live on Link TV City. For the rebroadcast schedule, visit lincoln.ne.gov. Meetings are also streamed live on Link TV and can be viewed on YouTube.
Move we adjourn?
I have a motion and a second to adjourn. Please call the roll.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
Okay. The Board of Commissioners meeting is adjourned. Let's move on to the Board of Equalization.
A copy of the Nebraska Open Meetings Act is located on the wall at the rear of the hearing room. Additionally, a copy of all written material to be discussed at today's open meeting is available from the county clerk staff at the front of the hearing room. The material can also be viewed on the county's website at lancaster.ne.gov. Agenda item 1 are minutes. Approval of the minutes of the Board of Equalization meeting held on Tuesday, August 20th, 2019.
Move approval?
Second?
Have a motion and a second to approve the minutes. Any comments or corrections? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Best,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Number 2 are additions and deductions to the tax assessment rolls.
Move approval of the additions and deductions?
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second to approve the additions and deductions. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Number 3 is notice of assessed valuation change for property taxation purposes. This is for Foreman Investments LLC and Jamie and Monique Grotrian.
Good morning, Scott Gaines, Deputy Assessor, Register of Deeds. These are 2 notices that we're recommending the board send as a result of building permits not getting to our office. In one case, it was a demolition permit that caused the value to go down. We did confirm that this structure was removed in January of 18, so recommending removal of that and reflecting the value accordingly for the Foreman property. And then the Grotrian, however I'm not sure how to say that name, that property is, they did get a building permit with the village of Firth. The village did not realize that we needed a copy of that permit, so that permit never got to our office. So this is to notify them of the value of that home that was built there. And there's, both of these, there's 30-day appeal rights to that new value.
Okay. Thank you.
Might be good to, oh, yeah, I'll second. Might be good to note when we do have our village meeting, maybe to have the assessor's office come in and,
That's a good
you know,
idea.
to talk with the clerks and the village board reps about the importance of forwarding those building permits and any other information that you might be willing to share, so.
Good point.
That is an excellent point.
Thank you.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve these notices. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Number 4, public hearings. This is for motor vehicle tax exemption applications for Women in Community Service, Inc., Lincoln Lutheran School Association, Sisters of Mary, Queen of Mercy, The Bridge Behavioral Health, Inc., Vital Services, Inc., Bryan Medical Center, and Tabitha, Inc.
Okay, we'll open this public hearing. Is there anyone to speak in support or in opposition to the motor vehicle tax exemption applications? And seeing no one come forward, I will close the public hearing.
Next is number 5, action on motor vehicle tax exemption applications.
I move approval of the exemptions.
I'll second that.
Have a motion and a second to approve the exemption applications. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Number 6 is public comment. Those wishing to speak on items relating to County Board of Equalization business not on agenda may do so at this time.
And seeing no one come forward, we'll move to adjournment.
I move we adjourn.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to adjourn. Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.